Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. President Droupadi Murmu calls for reduction in usage of chemical fertilizers in order to save soil health. Chief Electoral Officer Nagaland Shashank Shekhar urges voters, especially in village level, to support clean election. BJP national spokesperson and in charge of Nagaland Nalin Kohli says BJP and NDPP are partners with one common agenda to serve the people of Nagaland. And Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says new tax regime aims at reducing burden on middle class. Now the news in detail. President Droupadi Murmu has called for reduction in usage of chemical fertilizers in order to save soil health. Addressing the second Indian Rice Congress at ICAR National Rice Research Institute, Cuttack, in Odisha today, she underlined the importance of bio-fortified rice as rice happens to be the only source of nutrition for large majority of poor people. Stressing that fruits of science and technology must reach the people who need it most, the President called upon the scientists to develop more and more eco-friendly varieties of rice to address the challenges of drought, water scarcity, soil health, and climate change. Addressing the gathering, Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, Narendra Singh Tomar, said, as per Prime Minister's vision to keep our people, especially children, free from malnutrition, government has started a pilot project to distribute bio-fortified rice through BTS, and provision for this has been made in the budget. Central Bureau of Communication Field Office Kohima under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Ministry in association with Office of Chief Electoral Officer Nagaland today organized an orientation workshop on systematic voters' education in electoral participation SVEP at Kohima. Addressing the workshop, Chief Electoral Officer Nagaland Shashank Shekhar urged the voters, especially in the village level, to support clean election. The CEO also asked the private registered troops, PRTs, on how best they can help reach the message to the masses in enrolling the names in the electoral roll and practicing democratic way of exercising their franchise. Shashank also encouraged and urged the PRTs to be more active in mobilizing young generation in all levels through different activities and educate them about SVEP. Meanwhile, Deputy Commissioner and DEO Kohima, Shanavas C. lamented that most people in the state considered illegal activities during elections such as collecting money, having feasts and receiving gifts as normal. In this regard, he called on the younger generation to work towards changing the attitude of the general public towards election process and having a free and fair election. Terming the young population as a bridge between the elder and children, Shanavas said government has much hope on them. The DC called on the people to be ambassadors of change in their neighborhoods as well as in their society and expressed hope that this election will be different and be free and fair to a great extent. BJP national spokesperson and in charge of Nagaland, Nalin Kohli, said the real election process is going to start and the party which had pre-poll alliance with NDPP on 40-20 seat sharing will be concentrating on the remaining 19 seats. Addressing media today in Jumkedima, Kohli said there is no minor or major parties and they are partners with one common agenda, which is to serve the people of Nagaland by bringing more development. He expressed belief that the people of Nagaland would bless the coalition government in the state and allow in forming the next new government so as to continue the good work of a double-engine government. Kohli further said the party had requested a galaxy of leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and BJP President J.P. Nadda, to visit the state and campaign for the party candidates. He, however, added that it is yet to be confirmed. The party also welcomed former legislator Kekaho Asumi in the BJP fold. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that the new tax regime will leave more money in the hands of the people. Replying to a question on the new tax regime, Sitharaman told media in New Delhi that this measure of the government aimed at purely reducing the tax burden on the middle class. She said that the government has made a promise to simplify direct taxation and reduce rates so that it does not become a burden on the middle class. During the press conference, Governor of Reserve Bank of India, Shaktikanta Das, said that the balance of payment situation is eminently manageable because service exports are doing extremely well and remittances have gone up. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. Chief Electoral Officer Nagaland V. Shashank Shekhar said the State Election Office is taking all precautions and expressed hope that with the cooperation of all stakeholders, the election will be conducted in a peaceful and fair manner. He said this yesterday while addressing a press conference. The CEO said reports of violence were received from Woka, Mugukchung and Mon, adding that investigations are on and such are a continuous process. Shekhar said lots of efforts are being made by both the state and central enforcement agencies to control any inducement for influencing the voters in any poll of violence. He also said necessary steps have been taken by the State Election Office, including logistics arrangement by the respective districts following the campaigns, which began to intensify with a final list of candidates being out. Informing that 305 CAPF companies have been deployed for the state, he said 75 CAPF companies have been deployed in advance and the remaining will be arriving to the state after the completion of Tripura state election from 17 February onwards. Shekhar further informed that 3 special observers have been deputed to the state by the Election Commission for the first time, which included Special General Observer, Expenditure Observer, and Police Observer. Deputy Commissioner and DEO Gifre T. Water Iyer held a coordination meeting today with General Observer Dr. Sritar Bapu Andanki, Police Observer Dr. Amardeep Singh Kapoor, Expenditure Observer P.K. Vishnu Priya, SP Gifre Swarnampika, along with political parties in the district. Addressing the gathering, the General Observer appealed to all political parties to respect the model code of conduct. He also said that they can report on any incidents of violence to the DEO or any observers in the district. The DC also read out the model code of conduct to the political parties. Later, a training was also held for the political leaders. DEF Longling organized a red flag march from Hukpang Junction to Lempong Junction today. Speaking at the event, Deputy Commissioner Tharam Raj highlighted that the purpose of this march is to convey a message to the public that the district is under security and asked all forces to be vigilant and diligently perform their duties during these crucial times. SP Longling Dr. Pritpal Kaur Batra also asserted that without the presence of different forces in the district, there will be no law and order and discipline in the district. Police officers and personnel from DEF Longling participated in this march. Geological Survey of India (GSI) will be taking up 111 public health and public good geoscience activities during 2023-24. In a statement, the Ministry of Mines said that for 2023-24, a total of 966 standard programs have been finalized by GSI across 5 missions. It said that the focus is on baseline data generation and mineral exploration programs with special emphasis on strategic, critical, and fertilizer minerals exploration. It informed that GSI will be taking up 115 courses for training and capacity building of its officials and outside officials, including geoscientists from different states. And now, 20 News, here are main points again. President Droupadi Murmu calls for reduction in usage of chemical fertilizers in order to save soil health. Chief Electoral Officer Nagaland V. Shashank Shekhar urges voters, especially in village level, to support a clean election. BJP National Spokesperson and in charge of Nagaland Nalin Kohli says BJP and NDPP are partners with one common agenda to serve the people of Nagaland. And Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says new tax regime aims at reducing burden on the middle class. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.